Virali, if you could come in, because your struggle for really something so simple, my train too. The Indian Railways carries millions of Indians every day. It's fated around the world for that feat. Yet why is it sometimes exclusionary for those with disabilities? Tell us about your struggle to change that.
I want to start off by saying that I wasn't born with a disability. I was able to walk. I became disabled just suddenly, randomly. Doctors have no idea. But that's not the point. The point right now is I wanted to travel to Delhi via Mumbai, from Mumbai via train. I went there. There was a ramp to get onto the platform, but there was no ramp to get inside the train. There were steps. And even the disabled compartment, there was one huge step to get inside, and I wasn't able to sit with my mother at that point of time. My mother had to call two porters. They had to lift me up, and I was molested because they had to carry me. Because apparently, since I'm disabled, I'm an easy target. And yeah, I say that because it's true. It's the bitter truth. This is how people think. There have been so many cases where this has happened. But this is the thing, right? There are so many people with disabilities who may not have the means to travel by, let's say, by car or by plane. They would prefer to go by train. So why aren't our trains accessible? Why do people need to be subjected to such kind of scrutiny? Why do we need to be carried? Again, we are not luggage. We're not pieces of just flesh. We're human beings. We have our dignity. We have our integrity.
Virali, I wanted to bring in that aspect. Dr. Singh spoke so eloquently of the need of change of policy and the thinking of a government. But what about the social change, the social movement needed? The point you made very eloquently that don't treat us like pieces of luggage or flesh. We are human beings and we have sensitivities too. What are the three simple things you feel that people sitting in this hall, people around you could actually change to make life more inclusive?
First of all, I want everyone to understand this. Everyone sitting here, everyone watching this, you're all temporarily abled. You're going to need a wheelchair one day. You're going to need a cane, a walker, crutches, some kind of assistive mobility device. Either you, either your family, either your neighbor. And at that point of time, when you can't access anything or you can't even step out of your house, do not come and crib and whine and cry and say, why is India not accessible? Right now, you all have the ability to talk about it, to raise your voice. It's not just our responsibility as people with disabilities to come out and talk about inaccessibility. You all can too, because there's power in numbers. So imagine just going to a restaurant, just imagine 5 people going to a restaurant that's inaccessible every single day, talking to the management and demanding that a ramp be there. Don't you think that they're going to change it? So it's not our responsibility. We need to be the change that we want. We need to raise our voice. It's not just for us, it's for everyone. Accessibility will benefit everybody, not just us.
जो विविधता है समावेशी होनी चाहिए स्कूल्स में, और जो विविधता है उसको समझना है हमें. अगर मैं विराली आपके पास आऊँगी, आप व्हील चेयर मिस इंडिया में सेकंड आई, ये अपने आप में बहुत खूबसूरत बात है, क्योंकि हमें जो हमारा ये वर्ग है सिर्फ पोस्ट ऑफिस, हॉस्पिटल्स, ATM ही नहीं जाना, जीवन को सुंदरता से, सशक्तता से जीना भी है. आपने एक नागरिक की तरह माई ट्रेन टू, एयरपोर्ट्स के लिए भी, ट्रेन्स के लिए भी, जो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट है उसके लिए भी, कैसे हम और जागरूक कर सकते हैं? किस तरह से जो सरकारें हैं, कॉर्पोरेट्स हैं, इस ओर वाकई में ज़मीन पर कदम उठा सकती हैं? क्या सुझाव आपके?
This is a little bit difficult for me to answer because there's no one right answer to this question. I've always believed कि advocacy starts at home. अगर हम हमारे घर को accessible नहीं बनाते, हम बाहर जाके कैसे expect करेंगे that other places will become accessible? We need to start at home. I think it starts with the right education in terms of sensitizing people. आप अगर अपने फैमिली मेम्बर्स को ही नहीं करोगे, आप बाहर जाके एडवोकेट करोगे, वो कैसे होगा? वी विल नॉट सी चेंज. अगेन कलेक्टिवली हमें सबको बोलना पड़ता है. वी नीड टू कम आउट, वी नीड टू रेज आवर वॉइस. tab jaake when we actually have this voice out there, that's when people will want to do something about it. And that's where CSR corporates come into play as well. They can help out with these kinds of schemes. And that is how My Train 2 happened. It was through CSR initiatives and CSR projects. तब जाके तो accessible stations बने हैं.